Hey everyone, we made it to the penultimate time gate, so making Save SI permanent will be very soon, and we also now have access to the best QP farming node in the entire event in VIP Camelot, and it just so happens to have the Fever quest available as well. So once you properly unlock the VIP quest, make sure to spam those Fever tickets. Of course, before doing so, definitely need to get rid of this limit. Don't want to waste your QP points. So we have now. Technically, I've skipped some stuff off screen, but all it was story. There's like 3 story bits. Then you had to get 5 more million. Then another couple story bits, and then 5 more million. So I did all that off screen, but we're to the fights now. So this first one is against Saber, Assassin, and Lancer Servant. So we know what to do to take care of those. Let's throw some berserkers at it. No event currency drops, so no need to specialize in your CEs. Same as most story fights. The final fight in this section may actually be a bit of a thing on this account. It can sneak up on you. Also, off stream I leveled some of Heracles' skills a bit, as much as I could. I can actually go a bit further, but it starts taking gold berserker gems, which I don't really have. We're 1 demon guard heart away from getting this one to 6 as well. So we did get a turn off the cooldown at least. Probably do this. When Gareth activates this, do be careful about actually attacking her. Sort of like, think of it like Bide in Pokemon, where you keep attacking them, and if you don't fully kill them, they're going to hit you back a lot harder than they normally would. Well, this should be Mordred down. Jekyll isn't too worrisome because he doesn't actually have an MP. Surprise, but the burn. No, the burn's a bit weak. Get her next turn though. Looks like Guts is going to proc. Okay, he has an evade, so I'll just slap this evade on Jolter. It's a waste of a crit here, probably, but... What? Right. She gives herself a piercing bomb. I did not remember that. Oh well. We learned something. Gareth is an actual monster. She's going to kill our entire team. This keeps up. You thought it was Lancelot or Galahad that was the strongest knight of the Round Table, but it was Gareth the entire time. Next, speaking of Lancelot, no, never mind. So now we go against two Sabres and a Berserker. So a lovely AoE archer. It's just what the Doctor ordered here. Let me just give her an actual damage see. Okay. Scotty. I think we know exactly who to focus here, but it shouldn't be an issue. She has 2 Buster cards, maybe she'll get them next turn. If there's a next turn, which there probably will be. Oh, so much for that, I guess. But they could have been. It's a really easy fight because you keep getting, Scotty keeps giving you bonus effects, and the enemy the first time if the fight lasts long enough for the enemy team to even get their MP gauges, they will instantly get drained by 2 the first time it happens. So it's even going to take them an extra 2 turns just to use their MPs for the first time. It's very legitimately a joke fight. It's time to buy the final better challenge. Also, I'm going to go ahead and grab this. I don't know why I didn't already. Now, oh, I suppose there's this. Okay. This is a battle against Tristan, Knight of the Round Table. He's got a break bar. He's an archer, as you can see. And you get a lot of bonus effects, including 50% MP charge after breaking his health bar. So, pretty easy fights, but the final one is actually a bit of a thing. So don't let that lure you into a false sense of security. Let's give Nagao a chance to shine a bit. Don't think of it. Let's do this as well. They'll hit harder. Now, one thing to keep in mind is Tristan's MP does have sure hit. So, to be wary of that. He will charm himself though after you break his bar. So that's certainly something to attempt to do. He has a very similar skill as David does, where he heals the entire party and gives 1 hit of evasion, as well as a debuff cleanse. He's basically a 4-star version of David, who is quick, single target quick instead of single target buster, effectively. And I've already explained how amazing David is, so he's a very good unit. Story locked, of course, behind Camelot. But if you take a shine to him, you can definitely do worse than rolling for him if he gets rated up, which he will eventually. But, for example, about 2 years from now, you'll have a shot at all of the knights because he'll be rated up. Lancelot will be rated up. Gawain will be rated up. Lancer or Toria will be rated up. Mordred will be. Where a lot of them get animation updates and buffs. So that's nice. Strangely, Bedivere isn't rated up as a 3-star on the banner. There is no 3-star rate up. I feel like that's a bit of an odd decision, but what are you gonna do? So we'll go red. And MP with Nagao here. Just to go ahead and get the break. Should get our MP back the next turn. So he challenged himself for this turn, or for that initial turn, and gets a very large crit out. Just in case. Well, who am I kidding? There's no bloody way. He's a lot easier there than he is in Camelot, I'll tell you that much. Now, next up is Lancelot, and then Gawain. So Lancelot's a bit strange. When he gets broken out, he gets stunned, gets an attack and MP damage debuff, but his class affinity changes to where now he's weak to lancers instead of archers. So figure that out. I don't want to use though. think we'll get a bit creative. Go with Australia for kicks and giggles. Luckily, no sure hit nonsense with Lancelot and the chance that he gets his MP. So that's good. Should be a good chance of getting Australia cards next turn, so we'll hold off on our buffs for now. Well, she's going to have a big turn next turn, so that's nice. That was very nice, Lancelot. He's going to get broken here. Just go ahead and use her battery. Let's tip about rulers. Healing is very effective on them because, well, it counts as pretty much double what it does for other servants, since rulers damage resist most other units. Okay, so he's going to NP. We're going to use this. Just for emphasis, we'll do that. Okay, there's 2 down, 1 knight to go, and then the big boss. I imagine you can probably already assume who that is. So now it's time for Gawain, and he is most definitely a lot easier than he is at Camelot. He's the legendary big wall of the game, where not with new players, when Camelot first dropped, just smacked right into him and was stuck for a very, very long time. And it's why, and is the big reason why, you will often see Uriel so overpraised, because of how useful she is, or was, for that fight back then. So nothing, you know, just for old time's sake, what say we get a little cheeky? No shenanigans with class changes here. This is a more straight up fight. We'll use my Gampteria. 616. Oops. I actually could level their skills, but I just never bloody use it. So he'll give himself a sunlight buff, as well as an MP buff. Also, he's not going to get charmed as stunned after you break him. He will remove all his buffs and give himself buff block though, as well as remove any debuffs on your party. Or rather, it gives your party debuff immunity, as well as MP damage up, so that's lovely. But before that, nothing much. So Uriel has a battery on her third skill, but it's also an MP drain. So I intentionally didn't use it there, just to have a shot at draining his gauge, just like that. Now unfortunately, this is one of those Tizami skills that were even maxed. So normally this should be a 30% battery, the way they do it standardized nowadays and after they made these. But this, even at max, is like 26-27% charge, something like that. The vampirism skills. And I haven't the foggiest why they haven't changed any of them. Just to make them more uniform, if nothing else. But it's what we're stuck with, unfortunately. This is a bit unlucky. 3% off getting her MP. That's a common story. Okay, I'm curious. So this is another thing. So the charm chance is like 60% and it goes up to 80% at max. I'm curious if it'll work. No. Feels bad. We're obviously not going to NP in right now. We'll do it next turn. He guarded the buff block he was supposed to give himself. That's hilarious. Okay. It's fun time. So I have the area. Significant damage to males, high chance of charm, and I think it just in just regular charge, it's 80% chance, and it goes up 5% chance for each tick of overcharge. But I wouldn't swear to that. Either way. So that was Uriel versus Gawain, everyone. Again, Uriel versus Gawain. Nah, the big final fight of the initial part of the story. After this, it's time gate, and then random cleanup fights in the epilogue. Also, once we get to 200 million QP points and clear that quest, the limit will no longer be around. So then you can just grind as much as you want and not have to worry about running up to time gate and it no longer counting towards your QP point total. So that's nice. Also, I think I've said this before, but just to re-emphasize, even if you're at the QP point limit, your actual QP total, as in the total that you use when enhancing your servants, will still go up, even if you're already at the limit. The only thing that it stops counting is this point counter here, although it adds the same amount to both. So what will happen is you will get 0 of these, but you will get the full amount of whatever the fight dropped for your actual QP. So don't worry about that. So this is a fairly intense fight, especially compared to the previous ones, because we're fighting Bunny Toria. She's a ruler, so she's tanky as all get at, and she has 3 health bars. You're forced to use Sabersai in the front line, but she gets her typical cheesy bonus of not having class disadvantage, so she'll still do damage just fine. And Fierce Break Bar, Bunny Doria will give herself an attack and defense buff, as well as a HP regen per turn. And then you do the second break, and then she instant full charges her MP, and for the next 5 turns we'll get 1 hit of invincibility for each turn. And it's that insta charge of her MP that can really get you if you accidentally break her when you don't have your defensive skills up. Because despite being a ruler and not having offensive class advantage against anything except Moon Cancer, she can pack quite a wallet. So TPS wise, the best, as you would expect, are the likes of Sabersai, obviously, because she's actually not getting damage penalized and gets double bonus damage just for being an event servant. But Berserkers or Avengers are also very handy targets. So we will do this number. Yeah. Keep those in the back for emergencies. There we go. We have approximately all of the damage now. We can even give her a tick of evade. That should be fine. We have plenty of damage and backup damage. We have the invuln on Mash's second skill. Sabersai has guts. We have an evade on our Mystico. I don't know, that seems pretty much like cheating to me. Looks like we're going Brave Jane with Jolter. Just go around. And give everyone a small defense up. This first skill of Mash's is going to get a lot better once we get through Camelot. Same with the Noble Phantasm. They both get upgraded quite significantly. Am I worried about getting her MP? Or do I just want maximum damage? It should make much difference. Okay, didn't matter either way. We got the initial break bar. The burn should offset some of the HP regen as well. So now she's going to start hitting pretty hard. And we have to be careful because as soon as we break this bar, that's going to go maximum overdrive and she's going to blur up. She really doesn't like Jolter. I'm actually going to do this. See if we can't get Mash's MP up. Nice gain for the both of them. Yeah, Mash's MP gain goes up quite a bit for their taunt skill. Ow. Well, we can break. Which I think we'll do. Just in case. I'm pretty sure her MP will break by itself. There we go. Easy as. And now Mashu with the sacrifice play here. And one more to grow on. So as you can see now she has 1 tick of invuln each time. So we're gonna knock that off, then MP. Those break bars into instant MP can really get you if you're not expecting them. So that's pretty much the difficult part of this fight, is that and damaging a ruler in the first place. But berserkers come in quite handy in that regard. Lovely base dragon scale drop. And there it is. Okay. Next storyline. We now have access to Camelot VIP, which is lances. Also, I thought this was the other way around, but turns out the basic quest here, the enemies have higher health than they do in the Fever quest. The Fever quest gives like double the rewards, like nearly triple, really. Also, they cost no AP, so as long as you have tickets, which we have a few, then you'll be able to just spam them. And this is the one you want to do, because this is the one that has all of the QP. The drop is these tokens as well. Unfortunately, the CE drop is the damage CE as opposed to the Suzuka CE, which I feel like the vast majority would prefer, but ultimately it's irrelevant considering the event is actually one of the few kind events that give you all 5 copies of both of the welfare CEs as opposed to praying for a bloody drop. Also very close to a level up. So there's also this quest, re-raise. There we go. It's almost like English is my first language or something. Don't know. I think it may be about time to take a crack at that one. So I'm thinking, or I'm wanting rather, to try using Astraea again. But I don't know how well it will work. Her damage is going to be really nice, but and then we have Mash. Okay, forget event CEs for a moment. really think. Do I have... Do I have that? Actually, it may be better to do this just so she can get her MP quickly. Because... So, what I'm wanting to do is go full-born art support here in the front line. Shame we couldn't get his level up a bit, make him a bit more tanky. I'm not wrong, and he does have a heal on his MP, right? No, he doesn't. It's damage cards. Okay. Well, in that case, would horns be better than mash? If only our Hans was higher than MP2. Now, there is, of course, using Lan Ling's second skill on Hans to increase his chance of hitting the buffs. So there is that. This may be a total mistake, and better just to try with an AoE, but I don't really have access to... Like, my best AoE for this would be Ishtar, but without an MP upgrade, like I've already done this on my main, and I even double Marylander, and it wasn't spectacular damage wise. Of course, double Marylander, it's all the defense you need, but we can't do that on this account. See, if this, if she had a damage CE, we'd be going some. She's actually probably the best DPS for this, just because of Marilyn is the caster on this node, and he can give the entire team invuln for a turn, and she can pierce invuln. But unfortunately, this is the only Samu Musashi that I have on my list, and she doesn't have the damage C. I don't even think my main has a Samu Musashi on friends list. I don't think anyone rolled for her. You know, it honestly can be a bit difficult to figure out who to focus down first in this fight. Because Marilyn, so he's annoying because he gives the entire team lots of protection, but he's not going to kill anyone. It's so if you kill him first, it makes the sabers vulnerable, but then the sabers can be killing you while you're wasting time killing him. So guess we'll give this try. I do think this is better though. Us having against skills also doesn't help things. So the two sabers are Toria Lily and why am I blanking on his name? Rama. Rama's single target, and she's AoE, so pick your poison there. Good day, thanks for watching. Arigato gozaimasu. I quite like Saber Hokusai, so I'm pretty tickled that we're getting her in this event. I've had a soft spot for Hokusai ever since she saved my bacon in the clone Ushi fight back in Babylonia on my main. Heracles, the friendless Heracles I was using to solo through the story at the time because I had to rush because of events requiring story completion to be allowed to do. Heracles struggles a little bit in some of the last few fights of Babylonia because of a gimmick where you take quite a bit of after turn damage, so it basically counters his gimmick of having so many guts charges because it ticks off an extra guts charge per turn and really lowers the amount of survivability he has. Okay, do I use... He's just going to waste some of the charge, unfortunately. Quite a bit of the charge, but it is important to get his stuff going. Okay, we only missed one buff. That's good. No use in using these right now. Guess we'll see blue. Well, first things first, we need to actually pick a better target. AoE is single target. I suppose it'd be better to take him down first. Now hopefully more of these hit than miss. Okay, we're good. That hit, so that's very helpful. Let's go ahead and start using some of these now. We want a battery going. So I want to use a star bomb this turn though. Probably not, because again we want to keep the charge going You know, it occurs to me, Australia may not have been the best DPS for this, because none of these are evil. But it's a bit late for that now. Oops. Okay, nah. I'm no longer worried about her damage. And she very nearly completely looped there. Okay, okay. Bugger. We're in quite the pickle because all of our defensive buffs are down. And I can only protect one of them. I'm shocked he hasn't been spamming his AoE invuln, actually. Well, the important thing is keeping Astraea alive, so do this. We'll go full damage. Yeah, after you break their health bar, they get massive damage cut for 10 hits. Each of them will get it. Let's see how bad this damage is. Pretty bad, pretty bad. If I had higher skill levels, those two would have lasted a lot longer. And this would have been a better showing from those two. Probably. Okay, let's go ahead and get some Grand Stars going. Give us an advance. So, Lily, if you could be so kind as to not... and here it comes again. They all have invuln too, so this is going to waste a turn. However, do I chance? Okay, I'll do it this way. That means when Marsh dies, the turn should end. So I'll give herself cards. We'll then inborn Astraea. And then go full charge. If Astraea had her MP upgrade, the inborn would be laughable. Wait, the turn won't. Okay, never mind. Okay, we definitely want to take Rama out, if possible. Okay, out of continuation. Okay, Rama's gone. There, then doing his nonsense again. Boy, none of those crits now though. Fortunately I don't have heals for them. Just doing a lot less damage than I would have hoped for. I'm just going to hope she can take Lily's MP with the defense up. Okay. That's pretty laughable damage, so we're solo now. How do I want to do this? This will break her and we'll loop her MP pretty easily. Probably. Maybe, yeah. Could really use a heal there. Good, good. Both crits. Okay, so if I can just live this turn, I can get rid of Lily. Okay. Okay. I'm actually going to use a command spell to heal myself. I wouldn't have had to have done that if I would have given Astraea some healing command codes. I was thinking about doing it, but I just didn't because I'm a big dum dum. We should be home free now because Merlin should have no bloody way of killing us. Yeah, we can just wow. It's disappointing. We can just keep looping ONP over and over. Maybe. No crit. That's a shame. Cost us a turn. Hero creation on himself. Thinks he's clever. And this is going to break either way, doesn't matter. And we're going to get charged. And damage steroids are back up. So yeah, it turns out Astraea was pretty good for this. With heals, she probably could pretty easily solo with the healing command codes. Do I want to? Yeah. Astraea, she's unlimited, so she can spook you anytime. So hopefully that happens for you. She's quite something else. Well, that's a bit unlucky. Damage cut was such that if the odds card didn't crit, it didn't do any damage. Yeah, the damage cut that they give themselves is actually insane. Actually insane. Well, might as well go as much damage as we can get. Right, he gave himself an invuln. He's got so many buffs that I wasn't aware. He shouldn't have many hits in the damage card left. Yeah, he has 2. I don't think Astraea could solo the final big chance quest though, because there's an Avenger. And that's all she wrote. Very lovely monument drops. So we need to grab more caster ones. Just a cool 12 million QP from that. No, nothing, no biggie. And now we have no limits. What's our main? Okay, that's what it is. So we will clear VIP Camelot, then we will, and then I'll show you one of the Fever VIP quests, show you how they differ, and then I'm going to get to the, I'll use all the tickets off stream. It's going to be quite an adventure. I'm not even through all of them on my main yet. I have like 4 left. But once the final time gate, so that should get you to 77 out of 100 completed missions. And the remaining missions that are locked behind the final time gate, most, if not all of those, should complete as soon as the time gate hits, or as soon as we complete the remaining epilogue story quests, at least. So yeah, here's regular Camelot VIP. Let's go over here. Don't need Robin, we need her. So who do I want to put here? Yeah, that's Missu Cost. Let's grab Robin back and we will do this. Thought so. That's the higher level one. And we will swap her out for Jolty. Original Jolty got a very nice MP buff on JP the other day, a couple of days ago. So besides the regular damage up, she also has a really lovely star bomb on it, which also helps her make brilliant use of her fair skill, which is a very large crit up. So she was already still really good. She aged very well, despite, for some reason, people popularly thinking that she didn't. It's kind of like Okita, where, oh, she's such an older servant with such a simple kit. Clearly she's inferior now, when the truth is, no, she still performs amazingly. But they buffed them both anyway. And my personal favorite buff of the bunch was Resh got her MP buff. I think I already talked about that last stream now. So that's a lot of fun. The command spell we use will be regenerated by tomorrow. They respawn at the same time the once a day friend point 10 roll resets. So not the daily reset, but the whatever reset they call that. I'm legitimately not certain. Okay. As you can see, these buggers have quite the HP pool. Was it about charisma? A bit, at least. Okusai is obviously going to do a lot of damage to them because she's already getting an extra 100% damage for being the premier event servant, but she's also getting class advantage as well. Crit's still hurt though, as it turns out. It's a shame these chickens don't drop Phoenix blooms like last event's chickens did. Definitely is a shame. It's also a shame we didn't get Artoria's Noble Phantasm charged up yet. Because of this wave. Never mind. I don't know what I was thinking. Very large dragon. So if you rolled for Merlin and happen to get Siegfried and were able to actually level him, this is the perfect wave for him. Excuse me, sir, might I buy a crit? Very much appreciated. She's not going to last much longer. Might as well go out with a bang. The good news is, at least the dancing coin always being a Lancer makes sense in these bloody nerves. So yeah, the Fever Quest is actually easier than this one. However, there are more enemies. The first wave and the third wave have extra enemies. So that's an interesting thing. She almost had it. Got a damaged sea drop. And I just bit me tongue. Ow. So notice me clicking the treasure chest there just to show you, but it didn't work. That's because I recently discovered in JP, so you know how you go to the menu here and it shows you, oh, these are all the drops we've gotten for this battle to this point. Well, in JP, they removed the item drop section from the battle menu and moved it here to where you click the chest and then it pulls that the table up. It's actually pretty handy. It's a lot less. It was actually an intelligent UI update from DW. It's a bloody miracle. I'm just as shocked as you. Also, those big silver knights, you're going to get very used to seeing those when you go to Camelot. And they draw Great Knight medals, which, if you like Knight of the Round Table servants, you're going to need a lot of them. If you like Bedivere, you're going to need a lot of them, even though he's silver. In fact, that was like my biggest nightmare when I first got Bedivere, because I didn't have a single saber at the time. And then managed to squeak through Camelot, and then here comes Bedivere. Like, finally, a really good single target saber, or just a saber. So I attempted to raise him up, and it's like, oh, you need a great deal of Great Knight medals. And this was before, so now, as you complete story nodes, they give you a bonus reward on top of Saint Courts of a particular mat, depending on which story section you're on. And now, Camelot rewards you quite a few Great Knight medals. Not nearly enough for Ascension and skills for even a single Camelot servant, or Knight of the Round servant, rather. But enough to get you started, at least. And Bedivere, so I had to grind. So you had to depend on whatever random drops you got while going through the story, and then go back and grind on the free quest that has the best chance of dropping them. Which is not the easiest free quest to do, honestly. Basically, about as high health as these fodder enemies had here is the ones in that Camelot node. I think they're a bit higher even. I think they're about 80k each. So it's a bit of a thing. And the drop rate is abysmal. And Bedivere needed, I think it's 14, but I'll check. He needs 16 to drop. Where 14 came in is that I got 2 random drops when I went through Camelot. So I had to grind the free quest until I got 14 more medals so I could actually fully ascend Bedivere. It was very much not fun. So yeah, I definitely recommend if you see those Great Knight medals in the shop, you grab those buggers every time. If you have any interest whatsoever in Knight of the Round table affiliated servants. Now, not all of them need it, but most of them do. Now we'll do a run in the VIP version, which should be easier, but not necessarily shorter. And then not really anything else to show in this stream after that. I don't reckon. As you see, they're quite a bit weaker than they were, but there are 4 enemies in this wave instead of 3. So that's like where the extra health went. This is... The buffed crit rate is where things start getting sketchy. She definitely needs the MP gain from this. Speaking of MP gain and command codes, we're going to be getting a very good one soon, during the epilogue of the event, called Magus of Flowers, and definitely recommend making note of that one. So what it does is, once every 3 turns, it will, when whatever card you have it attached to is used, it will, in addition to whatever charge the card itself is giving, it will give an extra 10% MP charge, again, once every 3 turns. So that really shores up a lot of MP gain for a lot of servants. It makes looping more consistent. Now, it's unfortunately, right now, the command code system is a bit sketchy to use because to remove them and move them around, you have to use one of the code removers, which don't exactly grow on trees. But next anniversary, they do update that to where you can now freely move the codes between servants as you like, which is a very welcome update. Amusingly enough, though, I've noticed in JP people still aren't really using command codes. So, that's a thing. The UI is still absolutely dreadful, though, but you can grin and bear it at least. But no one's even willing to do that, it seems. She already has her charge. We didn't have the MP gain up from her evade, unfortunately. So bit behind. Ah, 110 or... Well... That's fine. There's no need in doing this because we get OMP next turn regardless. So we'll Brave Chain. Artoria will blow the wave up next turn. Or it should. Although Heracleside's doing a bit less damage than I expected. Never mind. Extra attack always hits like a truck. There we go. I almost forgot. So that wave should go bye-bye. And then we have Focus Eyes MP for the boss. Going to get some nice MP gain off of this. I'm going to say... Doesn't particularly matter. As you can see, this is a double wave. There's 6 enemies instead of 3. Might as well be safe. She needs the most to get hers back, although it's very unlikely to do so. Move over to the one with the highest health to blow up with Jolter. Now let's hit her again. Oops. That one's going to die easily either way, so we'll go for the game. Supposed to just triple buster or something. Good overkill bonus, lots of charge. And a crit on top of it. Approximately all of the bloody charge. He came available again. Might as well do this. Either way, only one of them was going to die this turn. Might as well go for the most gain we can get. Okay, next turn's the last. But probably. Should blow up the higher alpha. And then we'll see what happens. So yeah, this is so this was the Fever node that gives the best QP draw. They also, as you can probably tell, give a lot of shop mats as well. So once you get to a comfortable amount of QP that you're aiming for. You can use these to farm the currency as well. And you can easily look up which of the other fever quests drop if you need other types of currency other than the tokens. The fever quests are always going to give a great deal of QP, it's just this one is the highest one. So it's whatever you need, really. But I think that about does it till the time gate. So looks like we have a summon available on friend points. We also have a couple of Saint Court summons, but I don't know if I guess we'll go to the bonus if we're able to. I don't know if we'll get enough summons available before the event ends. Regardless, if we get to this bonus, we're going to start saving our Saint Quartz now. Looks like an archer. Looks like a David. I think we already have him MP5 though. Okay, so target is 3 more summons just to hit the bonus before the event ends. Another archer. Another David. So that's how those go. Let me actually just check. Yeah, he was already MP5. Now we got a Berserker fire. I wonder if it... Okay, it was HP. It is a shame. Didn't really have any use for it. Or, if you haven't noticed, Ushi is packing a bit of heat now. After the time gate we got the Octuplet crystal, so I went ahead and maxed the level, did all those 2 strengthens, so she has a 3rd skill now, and her 1st skill is buffed. And I even slapped a Grail on her, because I'm going to, this is my Ushi account, the way I figure, so I'm going to Grail every version of Ushi all the way to 100. Initially though, I'll Grail them both to 90, because that's 4 Grails apiece for 20 levels of stats. That's the biggest bang for your buck. 90 to 100 is sort of superfluous, honestly, because it's 5 Grails for 10 levels of stats. Just efficiency wise, it's a bit out of whack there, but might as well. And we do get, I mean, you're always going to get more Grails. New story comes out, new events. Time to time they just give them away for login bonuses. Easy as. Let's see if we can get a crit and get her on up to a current level cap of 75. No luck there. Oh, this is funny. If neither of these crit, she's going to be like 800 short. Pain, Peko. Actual pain. This was my main. I'd just say, ah, whatever, I'll just do it. An FP roll. And slap some bronzies on that, but as you can tell, we don't have that luxury over here. Okay, so tomorrow is the time gate because I'm a day behind since it was Sunday before. So in the meantime, I'm going to be burning through these fever tickets. Also, reminder, when you use the fever tickets, it costs the ticket and then temporarily the 400k QP. But of course, you get the QP back and then some. So these fever quests cost 0 AP. None. So do enjoy that. But yeah, that'll be all for now. So hope you enjoyed and see you next time.